Hello, welcome to this tutorial for GCSE History. This is for AQA Paper 1 and Paper 2. I'm going to walk you through both exams and I'll talk a bit about the questions that come up and how to prepare in general. Let's just move it on to the next slide. Seems to have frozen for some reason. Okay, now make sure that you do take a break because it's going to be quite a long video. So just from time to time, just pause it and take a 10-20 minute break, come back to it when you're ready to. Also, there's going to be lots of practice questions, so it's a good idea that you pause the video and answer the practice questions from time to time, and make sure that you take into account the advice that's given on how to answer the questions. A reminder that there are 4 marks for a couple of the questions, so that's given towards spelling, punctuation and grammar, so you do need to make sure that you take care with this throughout both papers, and don't just do it for the questions that have 4 marks allocated to them for spelling, punctuation and grammar, but just take your time, take care at least throughout the exam on spelling, punctuation and grammar, because it does make a good impression on the examiners. Make sure you're using capital letters for proper nouns like people's names, Hitler, or places, Berlin, etc. As a general rule, keep your sentences short and then your meaning is clearer. You just build on your explanations in short, clear sentences. So time management for all the questions, you need to work on 1.25 minutes per mark, but the easy way to think about that is basically the number of marks plus a quarter of those marks will tell you how long you should be spending on that question. So for example, for a 4-mark question, 4 plus a quarter of 4 is 5 minutes. Easy to work out, but really important for your success. So do make sure that you're timing yourself. You should have your own watch, ideally your own timepiece that you get familiar with. So get one of those for the exams, and when your time is up for that question, when you've done a 4-mark question and you've been on it 5 minutes, you need to move on quickly. Just finish your sentence, move on to the next question, because time management is so critical for your success. Otherwise you get to the end of the papers, the big questions, heavily weighted, and you don't have time to do them, and then you're sacrificing a percentage of your mark. So when you do your practice questions, also time yourself. Now here's another example. 8 marks plus a quarter of 8 marks is 2, gives you 10 minutes. Easy. 12 marks, what's a quarter of 12? That's 3. 12 plus 3 is 15 minutes. 15 minutes on a 12-mark question. So the question weighting over the exams is 18 questions over 2 papers, 4 4-mark questions, 9 8-mark questions. So that's the question that comes up most frequently, which you take 10 minutes on. 2 12-mark questions and 3 16-mark questions. Now it's really important that you revise these key skills as well as the content to be ready for the exam. So www.paf when it comes to the sources, which we'll talk about in a minute, and you could just mentally use the picture formula for any picture source that comes up in the exam. We'll talk about what that means in a minute too. Use Peel to focus on the question and to clearly structure your paragraphs. More on that later. Use the 5-part plan for the 2 essays in paper 1 and the 2 essays in paper 2. Now when it comes to the 5-part plan, it's really easy to find.